Hello everyone. Does the audio sound fine? I can't remember if I had these same settings last night or not. But anyway, hopefully everything sounds good. I feel like it's okay, but again, please let me know. Also, sorry for the weird start. I think I figured it out, which it was a strange solution. But yeah, OBS was dropping frames like crazy. So I think we're good now though. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in because we're supposed to start like 8 minutes ago. But yeah, hello everyone. Um, Thank you for joining another stream. Also starting to drop again. No, or maybe it's fine. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, let's try to do some streaming as much as we can. As you can see by today's title, we are working on the doo-doo save file, my baby, my special save file, and we're gonna be up to some stuff, as you can see by the title. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch over, and hopefully, it'll be smooth sailing the rest of the way through. All right. So we are going to finish off Copperdale, and when I say finish, I mean we're gonna be working on some lore because I feel like why not? I'm very excited about what we have planned for Copperdale, and I want to go ahead and get started on it. So that's kind of where we're at. As you can see here, here's Copperdale. We finally finished up the high school last week, and that should be up for download later today. I had to work out some issues though, because for some reason, Sims were trying to dive into that empty pool we made, even though there's no water. So it kept creating like a bunch of exceptions. So I had to make some changes there. And then I got a play test again because for some reason the cafeteria worker wasn't like actually going in and serving food. So I'm hoping that was an issue on the Sims team part. And after updating my game, maybe it'll be better, but I don't know. It's cause for concern. But yeah, that should be up for download, as well as the auditorium, because I finished that off stream. Let's see, what else do we have going on? The library as well. Some of the other stuff around here. I'm almost done furnishing the Prescott or the Price home, or whoever's home this is. I think it's Prescott. And yeah, most of these lots, or all of these lots actually, should be up for download by the end of this weekend at the very latest, or at the very earliest, maybe today, most of them. Okay, but yeah, anyway, you're still dropping frames. I don't know why this is happening. I might have to switch over to YouTube if it keeps dropping. I don't know if it's like an OBS thing or I was just talking so much good stuff about streaming on Twitch, and now this happens. Just gonna see if there's anything I can fix. Or I guess, is it just on my end? Because it looks like it's okay on this end. I don't know. I'm very confused. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just stuttering. Okay, now it's buffering. All right. I guess we keep moving and see if it works. But yeah, today we're just working on Copperdale and all that good stuff. So the idea is, if you don't remember, for the high school, we decided to make it like a haunted high school where some stuff has gone down in the basement pool, where some Sims may or may have not been murdered. So yeah, we're going to be working on that. And our sim of the day is Dustin Broke. Dustin Broke, or not Dustin Broke, Skip Broke. Sorry, I keep getting them confused. But our sim of the day is Skip Broke. We're going to be murdering him, unfortunately. So that is kind of the plan for today. We're going to create the Brokes, create Brandy Broke, Skip Broke, their parents, set up their relationship and all that stuff. And then, yeah, just chaos from there. So hopefully the stream is okay now. I don't know, but stressing me out. All right. So yeah, let's start off with Skip Broke, because why not? I gotta pull up a picture of Skip Broke, because I don't know what he looks like off the top of my head. Usually when I go about creating Sims from like the old games, I go off just like their basic image from Sims 2, and then I add like a little bit of stuff to it. Because honestly, guys, I know a lot of people talk about like the refresh townies, like the Calientes, and they're like, oh, they look nothing like the Sims in Sims 2. But let's be honest. Let's be honest for a minute. The Sims 2 Sims, they all pretty much look the same. The only difference was they might have had like one or two key characteristics, but for the most part, all of them have the same face. So it's like, I think, the Sims team had no choice but to kind of add a little bit of an extra spin on the refreshed townies in Sims 4, like the Calientes and the Goths. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, Skip Broke. Here we are. So first off, we're going to start off as a team because, like I said, there's a lot we have to do. I feel like I should draw it out because it is kind of complicated. But I'm afraid if I keep switching back and forth, the stream will crash. So I'll try my best to explain it. But yeah, we're going to start off by creating him as a teenager because I want to have him die as a teenager. So I think that makes sense. But we're going to have to create two versions probably, because the first version is going to be the dead Skip Broke, the one that died in the pool in the high school. And the second version is going to be like an older ghost version of Skip Broke. Because as I mentioned last time we were working in Doo-Doo on the high school and talking about his lore, I feel like Skip Broke, as a ghost, you can do a lot of things in this game. And he probably came back as a ghost and got with Brandy, and that's how they had like Dustin and all the other kids. So yeah, it's kind of a lot of freaky stuff going on, actually. Okay, let's start with the eyes. His eyes look like this. They look very smiley, like his eyes are smiling, if that makes sense. I don't know if it looks like this because he's smiling in the picture I'm looking at, but we're gonna go with that. Something like this, maybe. Kind of wish his lids were a bit more defined, but I think it's fine. Maybe, I don't know, let's see. We could go with these and try to give it the same eye shape as the one we had before. Also, I was so frazzled to start because of all the issues we were having. I don't even think I properly said hello, everyone. But yeah, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the stream. Also, shout out to the VOD watchers because we do actually have VODs when we stream on Twitch. And it's a pretty easy process, honestly. I was surprised about how fast the VOD exported to YouTube. I thought it was going to take forever, because that's usually how long it takes for me to upload stuff to YouTube. It takes forever. But that wasn't the case with the VOD. So yeah, we'll be having VODs now, if we continue to stream on Twitch. Hopefully we don't have any more, like, frame rate issues, because I don't know why that was happening. Because I don't think Twitch is that heavy, or I didn't think it was. Especially since I'm not even monitoring it on my computer that I'm playing the game on. But I don't know. I'm not really tech savvy, so I could have no idea what I'm talking about. That is possible. Okay. I don't know if this is the nose. I don't know if this is the nose that we're supposed to be going with. Maybe. I hope this doesn't sound insane to say, and hopefully you know what I mean, but I feel like Sims 2 Skip Broke, he's like the typical white American, if that makes sense. Like, looking at this picture, he looks like he's straight out of a Grease movie. So I'm trying to get that vibe in recreating his face. That like 1950s aesthetic going on here. I think we're getting close. We gotta play around with his jawline and stuff though. That would definitely help. Get him some sharper features. I guess not too sharp, because again, we're making teenage Skip. Now let's give him some big ears too, because big ears was definitely a thing in the 1950s, I feel like. Because nowadays, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see people with ears like this. You know, everyone has small ears, well, for the most part, unless you're old. Because then again, like I said, I feel like big ears were a thing back in the day. That makes sense. Okay, there we go. Scully girl, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to our Twitch stream. Glad you can make it. Hoping everything is fine. Try not to worry about it too much, because the internet is interneting. But yeah, we came at a good time because we're just getting started actually. We're working on Skipper. So I don't know why it's still like so, like, if there's like a little aura going on around him. I thought I adjusted that. But I think it's because of like the lighting I'm using in CAS. Let me see. Okay, yeah, we take that off. That's fine. Cause it's getting kind of annoying. Right. There we go. Bring his face in a bit more. I mean, he looks older than a teenager, but I don't know. Maybe it kind of works. I think it might work. I don't know. I can bring out his chin a little bit. And unfortunately, he will not have any lips. And then he has this nose. I used to call this nose like the jelly roll nose, because I don't know if you guys have ever read that book called, what's it called? It was like Amelia Bedelia or something like that, where she had like a journal. And the book itself was actually like, what do you call it? Like a moleskin thingamajig or whatever it is. But yeah, in the book, she always called people like with noses like this, like a jelly roll nose. I love his face shape. Okay, that's good. I like it too. I think it's pretty cool. Also, you have to tell me how to pronounce your name. You said it one time before, and I honestly forgot. And I'm always so sad because I feel like I butcher your name every time I see you or watch your videos. Riscante. Please feel free to whack me if I'm saying it incorrectly. But hello, thank you. Thank you for visiting. Honestly, you and Ocean, you guys kind of pushed me to try Twitch out because I was like, oh, okay, it doesn't look so scary when you guys do it. So yeah, I wanted to try it myself. Thank you for stopping by. Just Ver or Veer. See, that's even an issue too. Veer. That one. Throwback to the days of Amelia Bedelia. Is that the name of the book? Because I couldn't remember. Also, I'm very much struggling with his nose. Okay, wait. I think I made things totally worse. That sounds good? Okay. I'm glad it does. Okay, yeah, I think I messed up. This nose isn't working. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of embarrassed. Am I thinking about it too much? Maybe his eyes need to be bigger. But also, people have weird noses. So if it's not turning out right, that's completely fine. It's completely fine. He doesn't have to have, the most... Well, honestly, what is a perfect nose? I ask you. What makes a nose perfect? No one knows. Same with a side profile. We hear so many people talk about, oh, look at that side profile. But what makes a good side profile? Can you answer that question without being mean? No, you cannot. So don't even try. Seeing Ocean on Twitch was such a nice surprise. I love her streaming era. Yeah, same. Like, I just love people streaming in general because it's always nice to be able to just throw something on. Because I feel like streaming or watching streams is less intimidating than videos. Because I'm going to be honest, and I think we're all the same. Like, I don't watch every single video everyone puts out. And if I do, I try my best to watch it through. But honestly, are we even paying attention to most videos we watch? Probably not. So streaming is just, I don't know, it's a bit more casual. You feel like you can just sit there and have it on in the background and not feel bad if you're not watching it because it's a stream. It's just laid back, chill vibes. That type of stuff. Should I change my name to Chapel in here too? Oh my gosh, are you Chapel? Yeah, I did not know that. No, you shouldn't. I'll remember. I'll try my best to remember. But thank you for letting me know, because I completely thought you were just someone else. Maybe we go with this here. Okay, I think this is kind of working. I don't know if I want to do blonde though, or like this color. Maybe this one. I don't know. It's too many decisions. No one knows the perfect nose. Bars. Exactly. Watching streams ruin my ability to watch videos is bad. Yeah, honestly, same. Same. I think social media in general, just constantly being bombarded by short content and stuff. It's hard to focus. It's hard to sit down and just watch a video, actually watch it. Lighter, yeah, I think we'll stick with the lighter hair color. Do I want to give him some facial hair? I don't know. Maybe that's too much. I said he can look kind of older because some people definitely do when they're teenagers. But he's definitely looking like old. And he's supposed to be a teenager. I don't know. Maybe we'll go without it. That's fine. That's completely fine. Okay. So yeah, this is Skip. Skip broke. I think you just spell it the regular way. Broke. I feel like he'd be very skinny. Because again, he's kind of a nerd. Or not a nerd, but he's one of those kids that people just like to bully. Because he's different. You know, he probably doesn't come from like the best home. His clothes are kind of like, I guess, old and used. And yeah, people just pick on him for some reason. Because people are mean, unfortunately. And maybe we can give him some type of acne or something to kind of just really emphasize that he's bullied. There we go. I love him. I'm rooting for him. Me too, honestly. Me too. That's why it's going to be so sad when we have to kill him. It's going to be so sad. I actually don't. Well, that's a lie. I do enjoy killing off Sims, but that doesn't mean it's like an easy job, you know. I enjoy it, but it's still pretty sad when we have to do it. Especially when it's for Sims that don't really deserve it. Like, he's innocent. He didn't even do anything. He was just trying to fit in. He's trying to be cool. And now we're about to make him drown in a pool. For what reason? No reason at all. Let me throw him on some jeans. And I think I'll just do his first outfit, because we definitely don't have to do all the other outfits, because again, he's about to die. Let's see. Maybe these. No, we can stick with these. It's fine. Gotta do it for the lore. He'll live on in legend. That's true. But it's still sad. Maybe, okay, since we're giving him such a hard life, I'll help him out by giving him like a bit of a butt. But to be fair though, maybe that's not helping him out. Because back in the day, apparently having a butt was not the move. Was not the move. From what I've heard. Butts weren't cool back then. If you had too much of a butt, you were fat. Which is kind of crazy. Especially considering nowadays, where having a butt is like the thing now. I'm gonna put him on these shoes. The Asics. Okay. I feel like he's looking very Skip. Very Skip broke. Alright. Yeah. And actually, maybe we give him a little bit of a tan. Like a farmer's tan. Not that much of a tan. Like something like this. Okay, there we go. Or is that too crazy? I like it. Okay, we'll stick with that then. Okay, yeah, I like it too. It's growing on me. Gives him a little color. A little bit of color. I agree. I agree. But now I kind of want to add a little bit of facial hair. We'll do that. All right, cool. And then what kind of personality does Skip Broke have? I think maybe we make him a loner or socially awkward. One of those. You know, before the life leaves his body. That's very true. It's very true. Before he goes all like pale and just blah, I guess. Where? Okay. These Sims tend to struggle in social situations and build charisma more slowly, but gain powerful moodlets and sentiments when they are able to overcome their awkwardness and accompanying nervousness to form close friendships. I don't know. Loner or socially awkward? Well, no, I guess socially awkward because, you know, he doesn't really prefer to be by himself. The reason he became dead to begin with was because he was trying to fit in, you know. So he wants to be friends with people. He wants to be popular. So I think socially awkward does make sense. And then we can have him love the outdoors. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, socially awkward, definitely the best one. And then I guess we can go for popularity for his aspiration. Wants to be a friend of the world. And there we go. That's Skip. Skip Broke. Yeah, that's the one. There you go, Skip. Welcome to the world. Oh my gosh, Lumu, hello. Bro, I've been trying way too hard to make a Twitch account just for the stream. I appreciate you. But you did it. You're successful. And now you joined. Okay, so that is Skip. And now we need to create Brandy.
Zaffle, Upleva.
Okay, let me pull up a picture of Brandy. Brandy. Brandy Broke. So for Brandy, she was also at Copperdale High School at the same time as Skip. And I think they were dating. Like, they had a relationship, and she even got pregnant by him. So that's how they had Dustin. But I don't know where she fits in. Like, I think she was just kind of doing her own thing. She was more of maybe like the quiet kid. She didn't really care to be popular, and she kind of stayed away from the popular kids. And she was trying to tell Skip to do the same because she knows that they're no good. Like, you know, back in the day, bullies were on like a whole different level. They were just out here pushing people in lockers and trying to kill people. I don't know if you guys have ever watched like 80s movies, but for some reason the bullies are like borderline murderers. Like, it's actually kind of insane how they portray bullying back then. I don't know if it's accurate and they were just being dramatic, but yeah, I feel like the bullies at Copperdale back then were like those bullies. People you just didn't want to mess with. Ooh, yes. Okay, that's always a good sign. Enthusiastic yes. Okay, now we gotta get this eye shape down. Also, my nose is running. Okay, I'm back. Also, yes, that's exactly what I mean. Why were bullies like having switchblades and doing all sorts of stuff to like I don't, was it ever that serious? Why did you hate teens that much. I don't understand it. It seemed like the 80s were a scary time. It was a fun time, but also like a scary time if you weren't conventionally attractive and I guess just like a basic Betty. The color of her eyes, gray. Gray, gray, gray. I can go with these. Yes, dude, like in the Scary Clown movie, I think you're talking about It. How the bullies were like carving words into the little fat one, doing way too much. Yeah, like it's just so crazy. Like I don't really understand why bullying would ever be that serious. Why you would go through all that trouble. And then the adults didn't even care either. They're like, it's fine. It's just teens being teens, you know. Just kids doing what kids will do. He's fine. He didn't die. But yeah, all that to say, that's how the bullies are going to be in Copperdale. And I think the bullies, we're going to have it be some of the parents that are in the town currently. So I think the principal, I don't know if she would be a bully or she maybe had some type of connection to Skip. The Price family, I feel like the mom, she would definitely be a bully. Maybe her and her husband, like their childhood sweethearts. Because their story, as far as I know, is that they moved back to Copperdale. So that means they probably went to school here when they were younger. They probably grew up here. And they decided to move back to raise their family. Even though the school system, honestly, it's not that good. Copperdale High is very underfunded, especially after the whole drowning incident. Survival of the fittest, I guess, but I don't know. I guess we can give her a little bit of a pout. Or maybe a little bit of an overbite. Something like that. Also, I have to make sure she is a teen. But I kept thinking it was called Up because of the balloons. I mean, that's a pretty good guess. I remember the name of the movie because it used to traumatize me as a kid. Like, anytime someone would put on a scary movie, it'd usually be like It, or what's that movie with Chucky, Child's Play? And I would immediately run out the room. And plus It, I saw it in theaters with friends, like the newest one. And honestly, it wasn't too bad. There were some parts where I was like, yeah, I can't look at this. But for the most part, it wasn't that gruesome. So that's why I remember the name, because I have a lot of memories with that movie. They said we're learning about natural selection. I love that Skip had her, to be honest. Like, he wasn't totally alone. Yeah. And Brandy was trying her best. She was trying her best to be there for Skip and to help him. But Skip, he just couldn't turn away. He just couldn't turn away. He wanted to fit in. He wanted to be one of the popular kids. And I guess at the end of the day, like Brandy and her friendship and stuff, it wasn't enough. Because maybe he was just really going through it at home. Like, he was having a really tough home life. And so, you know, if his home life couldn't be that great, he wanted to at least have something going for himself at school. So when he had this opportunity to, you know, possibly get in good with the popular kids and do that whole, I don't know what it's called again, where you like summon a demon through the mirror or whatever. Like, even though it's kind of questionable and borderline stupid, he went for it because it was the chance to make some friends, be someone at school, you know. But alas, it didn't work out. It did not work out. Okay, what kind of hair would teenage Brandy have? I can give her this. I laugh, but that might be it. Or I guess this one. And maybe we bring out her nose a bit more. Just a little bit. Again, The Sims 2, they don't really give me much to work off of, but I don't know. I feel like you still kind of know when you hit, like, this is Brandy, you know, and we're not really there yet. I might make her eyes a bit bigger too. And her cheeks. Okay. I think that's fine. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, we'll stick with this. Skip is such an underdog name. Like, his parents sealed his fate naming him that, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like you have to be, I don't know, you have to have a certain level of charisma to be named Skip. Skip can be cool on the right person, but on this Skip, nah, not really. It's not really working for him. Okay, and then what would teenage Brandy wear? I feel like she also probably doesn't come from the best, like, house or home or family. Maybe we can just put her in this. I don't know. It's kind of hard to style them in an older fashion because The Sims, they don't really have, I don't know, like clothes you would see back in like the 90s. Or actually, no, that's a lie. The 80s. The 80s, they have some clothes that can kind of pass off. That's from the 90s. Maybe we go with something like this. I think that'll be fine. And these shoes. It doesn't really matter too much. The reason I'm even going through all this trouble to dress them is because I do plan on taking pictures of them and putting them in the save. I said I was going to cut back on taking pictures because, you know, with save file bloating and all that stuff, I didn't want to cause any issues with doo-doo, but in some cases, I feel like it is kind of necessary to have some pictures up. So when Brandy's like older and, you know, she is like a mom and stuff, I want her to have pictures of her and Skip so you have an idea that they had a connection. So I want to have some photos of them when they were younger to put in their home. Also, I wish these weren't like a yellowish color. I wish they were actually gold or something. It's so dumb. Why do they have it this color? Okay, that one's kind of better. Not much, but yeah. Oh, she looks so cute. Wait, should we give her glasses? I feel like glasses would be kind of cute. Or maybe that's a bit too much. Also, there's a fire truck currently passing in the background. Sorry about that. Well, actually, I'm not sorry because they're going to save lives, so. I don't know. I feel like glasses could be cute, but they're not really necessary. Let's see. Nope, that's not really necessary either. Maybe some freckles or something like this. That could be kind of cute. Glasses look really good on her. You think so? Okay, maybe we can add them then. I wasn't sure. They didn't look bad, but I didn't know if we needed them or not. Maybe that's why she's not cool. Because honestly, she looks very cute. But again, she doesn't have like the best clothes. And I guess since she wears glasses, because you know, if you wore glasses back then, it was basically like you were committing a sin. So yeah, we could definitely put the glasses on, I guess. And maybe braces too. Actually, I don't know. Maybe we'll give her these. The teeth in the front. Yeah, let's go for that. Keep her pretty flat. Haha, indeed. Oops. Okay. All right. Yeah. And I think for Skip, maybe we should add like a little scar to show that he does get beat up every now and then. So like just a little cut on his chin, I guess. We'll cut here. No bags. And do we have anything we can put on his forehead? I guess the scar. I wish we had better scars and bruises and stuff. Also, I wish we had more skin details too. Because going from creating Sims with CC to creating Sims in like the vanilla version of the game, it's a bit jarring, to be honest. Like, we could make him so much better if we had more skin details, but alas, here we are. Okay, but here we are with Skip. Agreed. There's so much they could add, for sure. Also, I don't know. I feel like I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about Skip. He looks very old. Maybe I need to add like some fat to his face. Soften up his features a bit more. Okay, that's kind of better. All right. So Brandy. What is her deal? What's her personality? Friendly by nature, Brandy has often been accused of being overly so. She enjoys grape juice and crumpling tinfoil. Okay, and she's an Aries. Aries. Okay, yeah. She's very nice, she's very playful, and she's outgoing. So I think we make her either outgoing or just a good person. Maybe good. And what's another trait? We could do family oriented since she goes on to have like a lot of kids and stuff. But I don't know if that makes sense for her to have it right now. Actually, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't really matter because she's just going to end up with 3 traits anyway. And it's not like we're actually playing her through her teenage years. Let's see, what are some traits we can use? I'll just go with family oriented. Oh wait, do we not have that? Or am I just skipping over it? Skip. Huh. Okay, yeah, you can't pick it yet because she's a teenager. Okay, so we have to pick something else. Loyal, maybe? Oh, yeah, loyal would be a good one. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. And then aspiration. I think I don't mind giving her maybe either big happy family, super parent, or actually maybe one of these. Because since she didn't grow up with like the best relationship with her parents, maybe. Or actually, who are her parents? Wait, her parents are the newbies, right? Am I doing the newbies dirty by talking about her like that? Or talking about them like that? Oh, her parents are Bob and Betty Newbie. Yikes. Yeah. Let me see. Are they good people? Are Bob and Betty good people? Okay. Time to rewrite some more. Because it seems like they're pretty, I don't know, suburban, I guess. So maybe Brandy did come from like a good family. You know, they had like a nice house and all that stuff. But they didn't really like her getting involved with Skip because they thought Skip was bad news. And then when everything went down, you know, Skip died. Brandy ended up pregnant. Maybe she had to drop out of like high school and stuff. They kind of cut her off. And so she didn't really have the best relationship with them for a while. Oh, yeah, maybe we do go with that. Only 2 trait slots? I'm forgetting my roots. Yeah, it's always weird going back to just the vanilla game and seeing how limited we actually are. Okay. I feel like in that case, I kind of want to create the newbies now. Because that could also be some fun gameplay to get into. If you decide to play with Brandy and Dudu, then maybe that's part of the goals, you know, trying to rekindle that relationship with her parents. Because I feel like it's been years since they've talked and actually, like, come together. And I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. I gotta figure out where I move them to. It always starts off small, and then we somehow end up making a whole family tree. Kind of crazy. Okay, but for this Betty newbie, we can just go off of Sims 2, because Sims 1, that's too pixelated, and I don't think it's possible. Wow. I have to get used to how like chill streams are now. I mentioned this last night, but it kind of feels like after moving to Twitch, it's like a reset button. It's kind of weird, It's also kind of nice. Like we're starting over again, which is one of my favorite things to do. Starting over from the beginning, building from the ground up. There's some very severe eyes. But maybe that's the best. It makes a bit more sense. Or I probably could have just created her parents based off of her genetics. I always find it so funny when a sim is in the middle of their emote and I zoom in. Yeah, I gotta get that mod where they don't like emote so much, especially vampires. Because oh my gosh, vampires, they're just constantly like hissing and moving around and it's so annoying. Wait, are you not streaming on YouTube anymore? Oh, I mean, I might not if we don't have any issues with Twitch. I mean, we had some hiccups at first, but it's going pretty well now. But yeah, it's looking like we might just be on Twitch, which I don't know. Maybe. I've heard the people prefer Twitch anyway. The viewers, that is. I mean, when I watch streams, I do prefer Twitch as well, but as a creator, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of nice how like organized everything is when it comes to streams. That part is pretty nice. Like all the tools you have available and stuff. And I guess the more you level up on Twitch, the more interactive like your chat can become. Like you can add all like the little like channel point rewards and stuff like that. So that's kind of a good incentive to stream here. But I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Also, if I can figure out how to stream while playing copyright music, yeah, it might be a wraps. Might be a wraps for YouTube streaming. So that's also a big plus as well, being able to play my own music. But that's something to figure out in another time, or at another time. Oops, that was my stomach. Okay. I feel like she does look very uppity, if that makes sense. So we're on the right track. I don't really know too much about the newbies because I didn't play Sims 1 on PC, and I don't think I even played with them when they were in Sims 2. So yeah, maybe I'm not being completely accurate when it comes to their personalities, but this is how I'm going to portray them. Also, my stomach is growling. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Oh, that was very loud. Oh, I'm so sorry. You keep pointing it out, but I can't hear your stomach at all. Yeah, I realize that like every time I do it, and then I go back and watch the VOD. I'm like, oh, you can't hear it. But I don't know. In the moment, it just sounds really loud, like super loud, where I just feel like people can hear it, even though that's usually not the case. And I'll probably continue to keep pointing it out because yeah, it just sounds like it's super loud. All right, there we go. We have Mama Newbie. What color is her eyes? I think her eyes are also gray. She has a bit of a forehead too, but we can't bring her eyes down anymore. We can make her face longer though. There we go. We'll put on some of this bright lipstick. Alright. Also, she has a lot of eyeliner on too, so we'll go ahead and do that. Make it accurate. Alright. And then for her outfit, we won't style her just yet because we don't actually need to. So what is her name? Betty. Betty Newbie. Not Betty. Betty. I feel like this is the original, like, Bob and Eliza pancakes. Even though they don't really seem as problematic as Bob and Eliza. But I think that's where the Sims team kind of drew inspiration from. At least in my opinion. Let's see. She has the fortune aspiration and she's a Scorpio in Sims 2. She's very active. She's kind of outgoing. She's very neat. She's not the nicest person apparently. And she's very serious. So I think I'm going to make her a snob. We can make her active and neat. That can be her traits. And we can give her the fortune aspiration again. Wants to be rich and have a successful career. Yep, there we go. Here's Miss Betty Newbie. Okay, and then Brandy with an I, right? Yeah, Brandy with an I. Brandy Newbie. And I guess after, you know, like her family kind of disowns her for getting pregnant and dropping out of high school, that's when she changes her last name, you know, to honor Skip. She's like, you know, you're the one I want to marry. You're the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. You were the only person in my life who, I don't know, I felt comfortable with, who accepted me for me. So she wanted to honor him by changing her last name. And that's how that came about.
Oh, Kana.
Wait, why do they have canon signs? Is that important? What do you mean canon signs? What does that mean?
DeRoy Benarla. Shlof Pachelja.
Okay. Now we gotta go over to what's his face? Bob Newby. There we go. Bob Newby. Robert Bob Newby Jr. Oh, zodiac signs. Oopsie poopsie. Cause back in Sims 2, you could give Sims zodiac signs. That was just like a fun little thing they had. I don't think it's really important. Well, I guess it does kind of like hint at their type of personality. But as I established last night, I don't really know much about zodiac signs. I know kind of some stuff. Not much. Also, I think it's funny how like in Sims 2 console, Bob is black, but on the PC version, he's very white. Interesting. Kind of funny. Kind of interesting. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get Bob done. So he has a very long head, like this. And he has a little bit of beard action going on. I'm not mad with his face like this, though. Give him a bit of a forehead, too. And for the eyes, maybe something like this, because honestly, I feel like I've never used this preset before for eyes. So we can play around with this a bit and see what we can come up with. And as far as nose. I think this is the nose we gave Brandy. Can't remember though. But if it is, he can have this nose. Something like this. I don't know why, but he suddenly reminded me of, what's that guy's name? Hank from Detroit Become Human. He doesn't look like him, but he's giving off those vibes of someone that's kind of just closed off, and you really gotta like work to get to know him, get him to open up, talk about his feelings and all that stuff. Yeah, let's go with these eyebrows. Yes, grumpy energy for sure. Grumpy energy for sure. Like, very grumpy dad indeed. I don't know like how his relationship is with the whole Brandy situation. He probably doesn't like Skip, but as far as like his daughter, I don't know. Maybe he is kind of disappointed. But as far as, I guess, like kind of cutting her off and stuff, I want to say that's mostly the mom that's doing that. And the dad is like, okay, sure, whatever. It's kind of crazy because I feel like as a parent, you also have a say. Like, if you don't want your daughter to be kicked out of the house, you should say something and not just blindly support the other parent. Because this is not like a case of like, oh, your mom said you can't go to the mall, so, I'm going to agree with her. Like, they're kicking their pregnant daughter out of the house, basically. So she probably had to live with like the broke family. Or I don't know, maybe she had an aunt or something. She had to turn somewhere else. Because her parents, they just, I don't know. They're just being kind of rude, to be honest. Like, I know ideally you don't want your kid to have like a kid in school. You want them to, you know, establish themselves first, either go to college, get a job, or do something before they start popping out babies and stuff. But specifically for the newbies, they always imagine that Brandy would graduate from school because she's a very smart student and she would go off to college. You know, she'd find a good guy, settle down, pop out some grandbabies eventually. That's what they saw for her. So when she started doing all this other stuff, like having a baby in high school, dropping out, having more kids, they're just like, yeah, you know, we don't know what to do with you anymore. You're not the daughter that we raised, that kind of thing. His eyes are kind of big too. Something like that. Okay, there we go. And we can give him big ears as well. Alright, and I think that is pretty much it for Bob. Do I want to give him some eye bags or something? Not really, because these are kind of, I don't know. I like that they added them in here, but I don't know. I guess we can go with these. That's fine. Oops. Sorry, that was my phone. Forgot to put that on mute. Yeah, but Bob, he's really been going through it. As you can see, he's very stressed out. Poor Bob, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of on you, though. Then what is Bob? What is his personality like? He has the romance aspiration. He's a Libra. And he's very outgoing. And yeah, he's pretty much the opposite of Betty. He's very nice. He's very playful. And he's kind of lazy. And he's not the neatest sim. Yeah, that's pretty much similar to Bob and Eliza in terms of their relationship. So we can do that. We can make him a slob. What else can we do? We can make him a generous sim. Oh, okay. I didn't know that came with a sound effect. And other trait that I want to give him. I don't know. Maybe lazy. That feels like a lot. Or actually, no. I don't want to give him generous. We'll do good. And we'll do outgoing. And then as far as aspiration, we can stick with romance. His soulmate, which he already has. Oops, spouse. Their relationship. Nothing too special. With Brandy. I guess maybe it starts off as supportive or permissive. Maybe supportive. And then the mom, she would definitely be kind of strict to start off with, and then it would end up turning into difficult.
Tess! Chapula Naruma Barbamu.
Zeppin Jamim. Dornate. Chobava Exanoi. Manzonaya Vuya.
Wugor, Thoria Roba. One Genie Leray. Benaza Scheiben.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. The newbie household. Excuse me. Stretching. Okay. So let me go ahead and drop them into a home. I guess I'll drop them over here temporarily. But first let me save. Wait, can you visit the high school at nighttime? Because I feel like we need to do this when there aren't students there. Because that can get pretty awkward. I might mess up like the whole timeline continuum if we have Sims from the current day witness his death. So we have to go at nighttime. Alright, here we are. Everyone's here. Okay, cool. Alright. Before we dive into this whole thing that we came here to do, we need to do some planning, because, like I said, this is a very complicated process that we're about to get into. So let me go ahead and switch over. Where's the paint? Okay, here it is. Right, so operation, what's it called? What are we calling this? Oh, yeah, operation remove pull ladder. Oops, that's not how you spell ladder. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Move this up. I haven't used paint in so long. How do you move stuff? Okay, that's fine. That's whatever. Let's see. Operation remove pool ladder. All right. So as we all know, what we're here to do today is to get rid of Skip Broke, because basically he's the center of this whole story we have going on in Copperdale. So first off, what we need to do is, number one, we need to, I guess, for Twitch purposes, we can just say get rid of Skip. That's our first step. So we need to take him to the high school, ideally during nighttime where no one is there, so it won't create like any weird like effects having current day Sims witness a Sim that apparently died like a long time ago. So we need to do that. We need to take him there. We can probably cheat his death and just have it end up in the pool. So that's step 1. And then step 2, we need to age up everyone else. So we need to age up. Also, my handwriting is not the best. I'm so sorry. We need to age up Brandy. We need to bring Skip back and age him up, and then we have to kill him again, I think. Or should we have him... Could we have him stay as a ghost? Age up Brandy. Oh, wait, no. We have to age him up. I don't know if we can age up ghosts. Can we age up ghosts? My stream tweaking right at the planning stage? Oh, no! Okay, maybe it's good now. Hopefully. That's awkward. But yeah, step 2, we have to age up Brandy and Skip. We have to age up Brandy and Skip. But yeah, I don't know. Does anyone know that? Can we age up Ghosts? Because the reason we have to age up Skip is because we have to have him and Brandy have Dustin and the other kids. And obviously, teenagers can't get pregnant in The Sims unless you have cheats. So I guess we could cheat it. I don't know. That's something to think about too. But I don't know if you have to have wicked whims. Man, it's so confusing. Okay. Have babies. Okay, that's second step. Third step, after we have them have babies and we get their whole situation set up, we have to age up Dustin, all that stuff. Step 3. What is step 3? Oh my gosh, okay. My stomach was loud there, but like you said, you guys can't hear it, hopefully. But step 3, okay. Where the younger brokes come into play, like the younger kids, not including Dustin, but the other kid and the kid that Brandy ended up pregnant with, they're going to be a bit older in this save. Because my idea for Copperdale, because it's based off of like Riverdale and all those like CW, like mystery teen dramas, my idea is that one of the younger broke kids, they're in high school at the moment, right? And they know like the story behind their dad, that he like drowned in the pool and all this stuff. And so I feel like they're kind of on a revenge arc. You know, they want to go after the people that caused his dad to die, but obviously they can't really because those people are like old now and they don't go to high school, and he doesn't really have any, I don't know, he doesn't have the means or the relationship to actually go and try to like kill them and stuff. So he's kind of taking it out on their kids who do go to Copperdale. Think of kind of like a Scream situation where it's this person running around causing all this mischief and no one really knows, but it's the kid. And yeah, he's pretending like, oh yeah, I don't know what's going on either. Like, let me help my friends and like, let's try to figure this out. But in reality, it's him. He's the one causing all of that. So yeah, I guess step 3 of the stage would be setting up the lore, maybe. Setting up Scream lore, if that makes sense. Yeah, there we go. So we would need to create like a Scooby-Doo type of club. Scooby-Doo club, where we have like a gang of teenagers in Copperdale that are hanging together. They're pretty good friends and they're just trying to figure out what's going on. And then as far as the kids go, I don't remember the name of the other broke kid, the younger one. Because there's Dustin. And then... yeah, I don't remember. Oh, Bew. Or Bo. Bo broke. I don't know if it would be Bo. Maybe it would be. We can put that down. Bo. Or other baby lore. Okay. So yeah, I think this is pretty much the steps we have to take. We have to get rid of Skip. We have to age up Brandy and Skip and have them have their kids. We have to set up the Scream lore. So basically get that whole plot situated. Create a club full of teenagers, including Bo and or the other little baby, whichever one we decide, and set up their relationships. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. Oops, that's not the right one. Okay, here we go. Switching back over. All right. But before we get into that, and let me make sure they're saved to the gallery. Okay, yeah, they're here. Cool. It's currently 7:35. So let's go over to the high school. Or maybe we can take pictures now. I'll do that later. We can take some pictures later. Oops, not with you. He actually doesn't look bad in game. In Cass, I was a bit concerned, but he looks okay now. Off to the high school we go. For those of you that have not seen the high school, here's the high school. Like I said, it actually runs pretty well, but I have to go back in and play test a few more things. But now, okay, let's get him to go down here. I'll have him take his time so we can kind of have a little tour through the school one more time. His last time walking through these halls. Okay, I'm just gonna go over here. But before we kill him off, let me make their relationships kind of negative, because I don't want them to have any, like, sentiments when he dies. So yeah, let's just go ahead and make everything negative. And hopefully this works. Hopefully the ghost will stay here. There we go. Come on over here. Now it's time. Okay, I think... how can we do this? Okay, first off, let me save just in case anything goes wrong. I want to do it in a way where the grave will actually stay here. Because sometimes when I kill Sims off, it'll just disappear. So I can't remember the right way to do it. Kill. Okay, no, not that one. Why is that in red? Alright. Okay, so I guess we have to go over here. Is it maintain sim? Okay, yeah, it is. Immediately kill the selected sim with various game-specific types of death. If the sim is not on the current lot, it would turn immediately into a ghost rather than dying with the Reaper. Okay, so we should get a tombstone then. Ah, okay, here we are. Death by urban myth. There we go. Yes. It's time. Moments before disaster. Oh, look, he looks so innocent, though. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about this. You didn't deserve it, but it is a story that we're going for. Ah, okay, I'm sorry about that. I released my mouse for a minute. I wanted to get some good screenshots before I do it. Okay, there we go. That's enough. Oh! I thought I was going to show the animation. Okay, there's Grim. That was a bit anti-climatic. Also, I don't know why I said it that way. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit more. It's kind of disappointing. Oh no! Okay. Da 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 da. Become a playable ghost. Become a free roaming ghost. Begin a new chapter of life by becoming a ghost. Exciting ghostly powers await in the afterlife. Perhaps Skip had some unfinished business to attend to. You can also choose to relinquish control of Skip and allow him to stick around as a free roaming ghost. Okay. So I think in this case, we do make him a playable ghost, because then we can just have him become a free roaming ghost. Or is that not how that works? Let's try it first. Let's try it this way first. I'll have him become a playable ghost and see if we can age him up. Yay! It let me keep it here. Okay, that's good. Amazing. Get some screenshots for the thumbnail. There we go. Okay, we're good. And then as far as the urn, I kind of want to tuck this away somewhere because it is a bit awkward to just have the urn be right here, even though this is where he died. But let's see. I guess we can fit it over here for now. All right, now you can go back home, or you can just switch over. We did it. He's dead. Now we can move on with step 2. Get them to have babies. Me personally, I enjoy... Okay, I was gonna let the music finish. But like I was saying, me personally, I enjoy this part of making the save, like actually putting all the dots together and setting everything up. But I know it could be kind of boring. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know, hopefully you find it interesting too, seeing kind of the behind the scenes of how I go about setting up all the lore and stuff when it comes to the save. Okay, but now the true test is to see if we can age him up as a ghost. I hope we can. Because if not, we might have to kill him as an adult, which kind of ruins the vibe, I guess. Let's see. Cast dot full edit mode.
Friendship Stellany.
All right. Oh, cool. We can. Okay. This is good. There it goes. Let's age them up to an elder. Because they're pretty old now. And Brandy is now an adult too. And now we can make her family oriented, or maybe a romantic type of sim. Actually, I don't know. Maybe romantic. And then we have to give Skip another trait. I don't know what other trait he would have. Embraced by death. Death caught up with these Sims at last. Without the constant threat of death looming over them, these Sims now feel free to embrace their soul's future. They still have a desire to achieve meaningful things, learn new skills, and complete their unfulfilled business. Now they may even feel amused and entertained by the threat of death. Interesting. Also, with that being said, I'm starting to think maybe we should keep him as a playable ghost. But I'm not 100% sure. Because I was just going to have him become like a free roaming ghost and not be a part of the household. But it would be interesting. But I haven't really played around with playable ghosts. I don't know how that would work. Like, would they just be floating around the world? Because if so, I don't really want that. I'd much rather have his ghost just be at the high school. And he just comes and visits Brandy every now and then. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know, though. I don't know. I don't know. There's too much stuff to think about. I'll just make him a loner for now. That's cool.
Nayavuna Noosh.
Okay. But now I'm back to creating more Sims. Starting off with Dustin, our oldest. I don't know if I'll keep Dustin as a celebrity. Because if you don't know, in Sims 4, he's a famous person. But I don't know if I want him to be famous. And one of my other saves, I currently have him as like a tattoo artist. He's pretty well known, so I guess he is a little bit famous, like Instagram famous maybe, but he's not like a full-blown superstar or anything like that. And keep it this color. And honestly, his face doesn't look too bad. Kind of looks similar to Sims 2 already. Yeah, not bad at all. I do know one thing though. I do want him to have a relationship with Angela again. But I think in this save, it's kind of maybe they broke up because what she was experiencing with Skip in regards to like her parents didn't approve. That's also how Angela's parents probably felt about Dustin. You know, he's from, I don't know, like they just didn't feel like he was good enough for her. So Angela, she's kind of a people pleaser, so she just broke up with him. Because that's what her parents wanted her to do. They're like, you'll find someone better in college. You don't need to tie yourself down. Focus on your studies, all that stuff. So now she's dating the mayor of Strangerville. She's dating his son. But in the back of her mind, she still thinks about Dustin. Because that was her first love. Maybe I'll stick with this hair. Yeah, we'll stick with that. And I think I will go with the story of him being a tattoo artist. Because I feel like it fits him really, very it fits him very well. That's what I'm trying to say. It fits him very well. We'll just cover him in tattoos. Oh, that's pretty cute, actually. Wish we had more tattoos. I can get some off the gallery now, right? That's actually pretty creative. Oh, nice. And it sorts. Whoa. That's actually pretty crazy. Okay, wait. Let's save this. People are so talented up here. Well, actually, maybe they just copied it, but if not, that's actually really cool. Yeah, let's go with this one. Simulation Princess, hello. I made it to Twitch. Hey, hey. Hello, hello. I'm glad you can join. We're currently in the process of, I guess, fixing or making Dustin broke. We just killed off Skip, so now we're creating his kids. So you came at a pretty good time. I hope you're doing well, by the way. I appreciate you for stopping by. Let's see if they have any cool sleeves. How would they sort that? Wow, I'm so in awe. Like, it's so cool how people can upload their own tattoos. Such a game changer. Because I'm always complaining about how we don't have that many tattoos. But now we have a whole gallery full. Original? Yeah, let's save this one too. Have we overcome the fear of Twitch yet? I think so. I think I have. Now it's just like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, okay, yeah, I have. I feel free now, to be honest. I was saying this earlier. It feels like I'm pretty much starting over. And it's kind of nice. I'm going back to my roots. When it was just like me and 2 other people in the stream. Oh no, server error. Please, I really want this tattoo. Would you ever try out Twitch? Or are you just sticking with YouTube? Okay, I guess I'll have to just save it to the library later. But yeah, I want him to have just like a whole bunch of tattoos. Even if they're kind of like, I don't know, not blending together the best. I'm itching to try, but I'm also scared. Join the club, join the club. But I think it will be fine. It's just something to try, you know. If you hate it, you don't have to come back to it. But it is kind of, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. I do think it offers a lot of like cool tools and stuff, and I can see the appeal. But I don't know. But I think you should try it. Simulation Princess. I think you would like it. Oh, wow. They made bruises. That's amazing. I wish the gallery wasn't glitching out. Then I would save that. That's so creative.
Oh,
The emotes and all the customizations are so fun though. Yeah. I can't wait until, well, maybe I'll level up. I don't know. But if I ever level up, I can't wait to like do emotes and stuff. And have like reward points for goofy stuff. That should be pretty fun. Is this like a fish? That's kind of cool. Maybe we can do him a face tattoo. Whoa! Okay, yeah, people are like, they're actually going pretty insane with this feature. Help? Okay, I'll just keep scrolling. I want to do a cool face tat for him. But I don't know if we'll find it. I don't think we'll find what I'm looking for. Yeah, unfortunately they don't have it. Let's see, what do they have in the back? That's not bad. I'm sorry to be playing your game. This one's pretty cool too. Maybe we go with this. Okay, I can heart now. Cool. And we'll stick with this for now. I'll look for some more tattoos later. Definitely gonna have to remember to put the creators in the bio so people will know. Squire, hello, hello. OMG, the Simkuza needs tattoos. I don't know if Dustin is a Simkuza member though. But yeah, he's all tatted out now. Yeah, I'll stick with this for now. I'll fix his tattoos later. I don't want to spend too much time up there, but I think this is a good start. I really want him to have a face tattoo though, because his face looks so, he looks so baby, which is not, there's nothing wrong with like having a baby face, but I want him to have a bit more, I don't know, age to him, I guess. Maybe we'll add this. That could be pretty nice. And a little bit of facial hair, just a little bit. Like a dusting. Kind of looks like he fell down on like hard times. He's been going through it. He's still very much hung up on Angela. A bit bitter about how they ended. Yeah, maybe we can go with this. And the gauges, or gauges, I always forget how to pronounce that. Oh, those are the ones that are like open in the middle. That's kind of cool. I don't know which ones I prefer. Maybe we can go with these. Yeah. It looks so good. Okay. Yeah, you can kind of see why Angela's parents weren't really messing with Dustin. Granted, when he was like a teenager, he probably didn't have like this entire get up. He probably did have the gauges or gauges. Again, I don't know how to pronounce that. He probably did have some of the piercings. He probably had like a little bit of his sleeve going, but I mean, come on, like they're being a bit too harsh on Dustin, especially because he was treating Angela right too. Like he was a good boyfriend. I can understand if he was like a complete jerk, but he wasn't. He was a pretty good guy. They just didn't really give him a chance. But speaking of giving people a chance, I don't really know if he has a relationship with his grandparents because, again, they kind of just left Brandy on her own after she got pregnant with him in the first place. And Brandy kind of kept her distance. So I don't know if they ever tried to like make an attempt to reach out to their grandkids once they got older. I feel like maybe they did. They still don't really talk to Brandy because, you know, that relationship is just kind of over. But their grandkids, they're like, no, oh, they are our grandkids. We do want to see them, blah, 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 blah. But I feel like Dustin, he's definitely not for that. Because as the oldest kid, you see a lot more stuff than the younger kids. So Dustin, he's pretty hip to like what went down and like how his mom feels about his grandparents. So when they come around or when they send cards and stuff, he doesn't entertain it at all. Had to leave for a while. What is going on? We killed Skip and now we're working on Dustin Broke. We're starting to create the kids. So I guess you didn't really miss too much, if we're being honest. Should we give him some nail polish? Wait, what is this? Oh, it's those type of nails. I'm gonna be honest, guys. This is like a very big pet peeve of mine. I do not like when people have dirty fingernails and they don't keep them like clean and trimmed. So this kind of triggered me. But it is cool that it's an option in the game now. But yeah, I can't do this. I cannot do this. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of trendy nowadays, though, to paint your nails. So maybe Maybe we do give him some. Black feels a bit cliche, but I do like that on him. Not gonna lie. Sometimes it's okay to be a bit cliche. Give him a little bit of shoulder. Okay, okay. Not bad, not bad. Dustin broke. As far as relationships, so the whole ghost situation here, I feel like Brandy is the only one that actually has a physical connection with Skip's ghost. So maybe all of his kids, they have like a distant relationship, except the youngest though. The youngest that is trying to get revenge for his father's death. Maybe he can also kind of see and connect to Skip. But everyone else is just, yeah. And then have a difficult relationship with his grandparents. Alright, and then as far as traits, let's see. He's very rebellious. In Sims 2, he has a fortune aspiration, and he's an Aries. As far as his personality, he's not the cleanest Sim. He's kind of outgoing, kind of playful, kind of nice actually, and not really that active. So I might take down some of his muscle. Maybe a bit skinny. Okay, but as far as traits for Dustin, I think I'm gonna make him shady. Because I like making him shady. We can also make him loyal too. But then again, I don't know. Because we can go either two different directions. You know, given what happened to like his mom, his relationship with Angela, it would make sense for him to not, or for him to value loyalty. Like that's important to him. But then on the other hand, maybe he's seen how like people don't really know what loyalty means anymore and no one really respects that. So he's like, okay, if everyone is just out here stabbing everyone in the back and turning their back on family, why should I care? So we could definitely do like loyal or non-committal. But I'm kind of leaning towards him being loyal. So maybe we'll do that. Make him loyal. And then, let's see, the last one. I guess we can make him outgoing. Because he is pretty friendly, apparently, and social. So yeah, we can do that. And then fortune. He wants to live the good life. We can have him walk tough. All right. All right, all right, all right. And yeah, I think that's it for our first broke kid. Dustin broke. I'm pretty satisfied with how he turned out. I don't know if I'm going to make them married. I'll save that for later. I gotta think about that a bit more. All right. But yeah, there we go, there we go. And I think this is a good place to end the stream because we did kill off a sim, which was kind of the point for today. And we got started on working on the townies. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Next stream, we'll probably be streaming on Twitch again. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe every once in a while we'll stream on YouTube, but I feel like I'm gonna be rocking with Twitch for a bit. So we'll be back next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Scuff New York stuff. Probably continue to work on the Goth Manor. And then next Saturday, we'll probably work on another world. We'll probably get started on Nordhaven and actually start building for that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you for stopping by, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend. You too, Simulation Princess. You too. Again, I appreciate you for stopping by, as well as everyone else in the chat. Also, shout out to the VOD watchers and the lurkers. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. The VOD will be up right after this, probably. Okay, bye, everyone.